Hello everyone, and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for January 3rd to the 10th, 2025. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday rest, a very Merry Christmas, a happy beginning to your new year, and I invite you to join me now in taking 3 nice deep breaths. Let's get a new energy set for this year going, because we're powerful manifestors and co-creators, and we can do phenomenal things when we focus on our yes and get into our lives. So 3 nice deep breaths, please, with your eyes closed. And on the 3rd exhale, just envisioning a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, going down deep into Mother Earth, and grounding you here and now in this present moment, knowing that this tree root is not only anchoring you and grounding you firmly in the now, but it is also providing you with a conduit through which anything that no longer serves you can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for your new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with all of your children, about to do the reading of the week for January 3rd to the 10th, 2025. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information we most need to receive right now, and to provide this in a manner that we will easily and effortlessly hear, understand, and integrate for our well-being and the well-being of all life on this beautiful planet we call home. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening, as well as an overlighting angel of communication, to be present and facilitate this exchange, ensuring that it happens in the highest and best way possible, and that it covers all that is in our personal and our collective heart and mind at this time to our satisfaction in this window that we have together here today. I'd like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us across time and space, gathering us together into a beautiful circle of light. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. We set the tone for ease, for clarity, for wisdom, for healing, for transformation, for peace, for all the good that we are, that we may feel into that and become that, and easily and effortlessly release anything that is in our way, and anything that doesn't match these frequencies and intentions is welcome to go now. Okay, time to move over this screen. Creator, what do we need to know for this week, this coming week, that we may line ourselves up with good intention and good energy, with our resilience and well-being, so we may start this new year in a good way, for our good, the good of those we love, the good of our communities, and the good of all life on this planet, including the Earth herself. What do we need to know this week, please? Doesn't seem to be focusing. I have to work on that next. Okay, so here we start with, let's move us over here, the Temperance card. And so the Temperance card is sitting in the position of the recent past, which means that it's information from our past that is important and relevant to us now. So this idea of balance, of temperance, of not overdoing anything, of not pushing ourselves too hard, not ripping the Band-Aid off too soon, not jumping in the deep end of the pool before we know how to swim, that kind of quality of energy. It's about balance. It's about measuring, a measured approach rather than an extreme approach. The Temperance card, we have the angel pouring the water of life into the vessel of the human, and the human's got their hand up saying, well, that's good. That is enough. And so we need to know when we need to take a pause. We need to know when we need to say, hey, my cup is full. And it's a very human thing. We overcommit, we overdo, we overextend ourselves, and hope for the best. I'm very guilty of that. But at the same time, it's okay for us to have some boundaries. It's okay for us to take a step back. It's okay for us to take some downtime. It's okay for us to know when our cup is running over. So this information about knowing when we need to set some boundaries and some limits, knowing when we need to be balanced and temperate in our approach to life, this is important in our present and going forward in this new year. So knowing ourselves and not overdoing it. The sense that I'm getting of this year of 2025 is it's going to be fast and furious and very intense. There's going to be a lot of stuff, a lot of pieces going on, which is going to, in order to navigate that to the best of our ability, we're going to need to come home to ourselves. We're going to need to be able to ground in ourselves, to take those nice deep breaths, to go for those walks, to do what we need to keep ourselves grounded, resilient, and responsive. Because as I said, it's going to be, this isn't to scare anyone, it's just to understand that that's how the energy is going to flow this year. And having healthy self-awareness is always serving our inner resilience and our capacity to recover and respond to life rather than get carried along too quickly by it and be overwhelmed and upset by it. Our present card for this week, we have the Death card. So that's the card of major transformations and endings. Just like the symbolism shows here, the cocoons at the bottom, when those caterpillars crawl in and make a cocoon, that's it. Life is over for that cocoon. That caterpillar, they will never be a caterpillar again. Their bodily substances dissolve and become a liquid goo that is then metamorphized into what becomes a butterfly. And even the quality of life is completely different. No longer are they crawling around eating leaves with multiple legs very slowly. They flit and fly from flower to flower sipping nectar. It's a completely different level of existence. I think this is a really appropriate and helpful reframe for us to keep in mind this year, because that energy of transformation is quickening. We are metamorphosing as humanity. I don't know what the end result is going to look like. I'm like you. I'm in the middle of this process and this experience, and I'm so curious to see where this is going to take us. But it is going to be an ending of what was. And we will have grief around that. We will have upset around that. But all endings are new lives. All doors closing mean new doors open. It's how life works. We have to make room for the new by closing the door on what was, on the old. And so this is the energy of our present this week, and I suspect going forward into this new year, we have this quality of that ending, that deep, profound ending. And learning to be comfortable with that, learning to be comfortable with whatever that means for us, whether that is a grieving and a letting go, as well as possibly some excitement, some eager anticipation, some fear. What does it mean for us? We're human. We're going to have feelings, and it's okay. It really is okay. The near future. Oh my goodness, we have 3 major arcana. So I wonder if we have a 4th one here. So time of transformation. That's what lots of major arcanas mean when they show up. And, out of 72 cards, getting 3 major arcanas, it's a pretty significant thing. There's only 22 of them in the deck. So the lovers, we have this fellow here who's being held in true love's light embrace, and we know that because her chakras are lit up, and she's not smothering him, or she doesn't have him in a headlock. She's actually just holding him lightly, and yet he's distracted by the sultry creature down here. It's kind of funny, but this card is about right relationship within ourselves, and where are we being distracted? Where are we distracting ourselves from what is true, from what is good for us, from what is for our highest and greatest good? So this card, what we're moving into, the world is full of distractions. I think you would agree. We can get pulled off our center so quick and not even realize it's happened. We'll need to be mindful going into this year to remember to take those breaths, come back to our body and say, okay, where is my energy, my focus, myself needed right now? Is it appropriate for me to be focusing on XYZ? Where do I need to be? What do I need to be giving my attention to? And that will help us to navigate this. And again, coming back to true love's light embrace, our dance with life is about being lighter. It is about being co-creative and moving life forward and not being distracted, staying lined up with our yes, all those good pieces. That's all part of this journey that we're on. And so this card of the lovers, it's this understanding that yes, things are there. We're going to get distracted. It's a human thing, shiny thing, right? Ooh, I'm looking over there, just like the squirrels. It's okay. It's okay. And bringing ourselves back with the breath, the practice of the breath, with the breath coming home to the body, because the body is the compass. The body knows our yes, the body knows our no. Now, this now moment is our point of manifestation. It is where we create from. And the more time we can spend in this now moment, the easier all of this will be. This is our point of power. It's our point of distinction. It's where grace happens. It's all here in the now moment. So just remembering that we need to come back to ourselves when we find ourselves distracted, using the breath, using whatever other tools we have to come home to ourselves, come back to our gifts, our abilities, open to this energy of the new, making room for it. And we don't have a fourth major arcana, but we do have the lovely card of work, 3 of Pentacles. And this card, I think it's among my favorites in the deck. We have these 2 ladies walking along, and they've already been working. Their skirts are hitched up, and they've got a basket full of goods between them and their tools and basket on their shoulder. And they're having a lovely bit of chat as they go along. This isn't drudgery. This isn't soul-crushing work. This is the lovely, fulfilling work of companionship, of doing things the way we need to do them with others, helping each other, and enjoying the fruits of our labor with others who are on the same path and page. So this is the foundation card. This is why we're having the reading this week, this first week of the new year. It's this lovely quality of we will get this done together. We will get this work done together. We will do what needs to be done by supporting each other, having a lovely bit of chat, and just getting things done. Chopping wood, carrying water, gathering the harvest, planting the harvest, all of the pieces that go into it, we'll get it done by doing it together, harmoniously, supportively, kindly. This beautiful energy is why we're having the reading this week. This lovely energy of underlying this field of 2025. We don't have to do this all ourselves. It's not up to just one of us. We as a human collective, as individuals in this amazing field of life, we're here to shine brightly on our own, in co-creation and collaboration with others, to make the transformation that we know is possible on this planet happen more quickly. So it's not up to one of us to solve it for the rest of us. All of us have a contribution to make. We all have something to offer. We all have something we need to bring forward into life. And our work is to discover that shiny, beautiful energy and line up with it and be that energy, be congruent with it, and come to life from that aligned, congruent space, meeting with others who are in that place. And together our energy is amplified and we co-create and work together magnificently to make the world the place it needs to be. It's very, very good energy. So having healthy boundaries, knowing what we need. What do we need to stay sane and healthy and balanced? What do we need? Life is offering us all kinds of opportunities, and we need to know where our scaffolding, our boundaries, our perimeters are, so that we stay healthy and happy and lined up, because that's where we will be most effective. Life is going to bring us radical transformation, radical endings. Things are changing beyond what they've ever been before. We are blessed with being here at this time on this planet, in this time of radical change and transformation of the human species, and probably all other forms of life on this planet. The earth herself is changing, and so we will as a result, because we are her children. And so this ending is also a new beginning. And if you're feeling hopeless or held back by the distractions of the world, which is what this card is reminding us to be aware of, realize that we are not the same people that we were a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. We're always changing. And as we change and connect to the broader, wiser parts of us, we are pulling in more life energy, we're holding more of that field of life within us. And as a result, we have access to solutions that we never had before. And so if we look at the problems that we face from the three-dimensional perspective, the very materialistic, reductionistic kind of, humans suck and life isn't getting any better and we're savages and barbarians and we'll never get any place, that's not going to help us solve the problem. We need to realize that we are changing, we are transforming, and the solutions are already here in the field of humanity. On the fringes, people are holding pieces of them. And by each of us lining up, we're helping to facilitate those solutions to come forward easily and quickly and effortlessly to build the future that we need to create the solutions we're seeking, to create the beautiful world that we know is possible. I don't know about you, but when I came into this world, I was very disappointed because it wasn't already the way I was dreaming it was going to be. And that wasn't maybe entirely conscious, but I do believe that this is why I was born and why you were born and why we've chosen to be here at this time, is because it is such a radical change from what was. And it takes time for us to assimilate that. That's why we have this lovely temperance card. We need to know where our limits are so we can rest and regenerate and take care of ourselves so we can keep on our path and purpose with well-being. But that this transformation that we're at the threshold of, or in the midst of the birthing canal, if you will, it's a lot. I get it. But just remember that we are changing. And because of those changes, the solutions that need to be brought forth are going to be created. We're not waiting for someone outside of us to come and rescue us. We are the ones we've been waiting for. So just keep lining up with that yes. Keep lining up with your authentic voice, your authentic congruent self. And know that that is enough. And that as you and I and neighbor down the street, etc., do the same, we're building this incredible field of light. It's already underway. There are already phenomenal things in place. And it's coming. Don't get distracted. Don't let your energy get pulled off course. Just notice, course correct. Notice and course correct. That's what we need to do. And it will all happen from this beautiful place of mutual support and love and appreciation and enjoying the process. It's challenging sometimes when you hear such big scary things on the media. Unplug a little. I give you permission. Turn that off for a little while. Come home to yourself. Come home to your life. Come home to those around you. Come home to your purpose, your joy, what lights you up, your yes. Live into that. Line up with that. Be that energy, because that's where the solutions lay for all of us. So it's very positive. It's very good. We are getting there. Please don't lose hope or heart. It's all good. Let's pull our card to grow on for this coming week. Many hands make light work. We'll just have to keep that in mind as we go forward this year. And if you want to feel like you're doing something, and I know many of us do, and we have no idea other than lining up with our yes and staying in our lane and doing our good work and staying as congruent and lined up as possible. But if you feel like there's something else, you want to do something else, I'll just offer, as I have before, that there are people meeting. I'm on the Pacific Coast, so it's at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Set an alarm, and when that alarm goes off, sit and join with everyone around the world in their particular time zone and just contemplate love, contemplate peace, contemplate kindness, contemplate goodness, sending that out into the world, just acknowledging that you're joining with all those who are holding love and light on the planet at this time for the good of all humanity. And adding your energy and frequency and goodness to that field of light is only going to build it in a good way and add that gorgeous energy to our human field. It's a very simple thing to do. 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're in a central time zone, I'm guessing that's 3 hours difference. So that would be 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 7 o'clock at night in the UK, I believe it is. But just know that there are people around the planet, and that's just one group. That's just one organized meditation thing that's unstructured. All you do is you set your alarm, the alarm goes off, close your eyes, and join in for 15 minutes. But there are other people everywhere praying, meditating, adding their energies together. And this is building a phenomenal mountain of light. And it's not just about you adding your energy to the collective field. When we set our intention like that, when we meditate, when we join in like that, we're creating clearing in our own space for distinctions and awarenesses to come through and for our life to line up with the collective field and flow way more smoothly. So there is a lot in it for us when we participate in these kinds of things. So I just thought I'd share that in case you want to do something. You can join in and be part of this incredible field of light that's being deliberately built by wonderful humans all over the place. Okay, and with that, Creator, what is it that we most need to know this week? What is our card to grow on? How do we take this information that we've taken in this week and apply it in good ways for our good and the good of everyone whose life we touch and the good of this beautiful planet and all life on her? Because boy, it's an adventure. Oh, we got the Tower. So, the Tower is struck by the lightning of truth and is brought down to its foundations so that it can be rebuilt in a manner that is congruent and authentic and sturdy and appropriate. So this is the energy, as I said, our card to grow on this week, is that change is ongoing. The old kitchen has to be demolished before the new one can be installed. We're in that kind of energy this year. There's going to be a lot of changes going on. And it's not a bad thing. It's important to remember that if we want to get to the new, we got to get through the old and the taking away of the old, that radical transformation that we saw with the Death card. It's not easy. It's not comfortable. And as a result of our going through it, we change. We learn about ourselves, we learn about each other, we learn about what we want, because change brings that discomfort, that brings that contrast. We get aware of what we appreciated from before, and then we can be clear and distinctive about carrying forward what we love, what we appreciate, what we're grateful for, and build that energy into this new field that we're doing. So this card of the Tower, this card to grow on this week, is just understanding that this energy of transformation that we're in the midst of is for us. It's deeply for us as individuals and as a collective. And as those existing structures are brought down to their foundations to be rebuilt from an aligned, clear, kind, loving, authentic, congruent, caring place, that which we are building is greater than what was. What was no longer serves us because we've changed. We can't keep clinging on to what was, as marvelous as it might have been, because we're not there anymore. This is the ongoing work that we're doing as humanity. We're striving and reaching and becoming more, and as a result, those institutions and structures that we have in place to support us also need to change. And that's the work that we're going through. It's just what it is. And boy, yeah, if you look and focus on the fact that it's a mess, and there's a lot of really crazy stuff going on, we can get to a place of feeling despairing, but that's not going to help us. We can't feel bad enough to change anything from that feeling bad place. What we can do instead is choose to move towards what is enlivening and fulfilling, to move towards something rather than away from something. So that kitchen renovation thing might be helpful, to get excited about the new kitchen. How great it's going to be, how bright, how organized, how comfortable, how useful and functional and practical it will be. That's that quality that's in this Tower card. So as we move forward into this new year, as we rise to meet the challenges of life, taking care of us as we go, using our tools, using our practices to stay as resilient and happy and healthy as we can, we will face the challenges and the changes, and we will come together and forge beautiful, empowering, gorgeous solutions that serve all of us, all life here. If we hold that in our hearts, it's what we will create, because that's the intention we've set. That's where the bar has been set, and it's very high, and we can do this. So, card to grow on the tower. Keep rolling with the change. Don't let it get you down. Know that it's all leading to something, and dream the outcome. Dream that beautiful new kitchen. What will it look like? What will the beautiful new earth look like? Who will we be? Because we are changing, and it'll be magnificent. It will be different than what it was before. So maybe step out of thinking three-dimensionally and imagine. Let your scope of imagination, your field of imagination expand. What will it look like? And there we have the reading of this week, my friends. So I invite you to come back to yourself. Nice deep breath. As always, noticing just how good that feels to come home to self. Noticing how easy it is to bring the breath in and hold it in our bodies, and then exhale. Releasing what no longer serves. Knowing that we do this effortlessly without even thinking about it all day long. Our magnificent human bodies are beyond our comprehension. Exceptional, exceptional vehicles of light and love. We were built for this, and we're being transformed to be even more effective in this new world. Creator, this is your daughter Titania. Thank you once again for the opportunity to gather with all those who add their energy to this weekly reading for our good, personally and collectively, that we co-create something magnificent here that helps us to be the more that we're seeking to be, that we can move towards it with ease, with grace, staying online, staying on target, staying in our hearts, taking care of ourselves as we go, so we are resilient and adaptable and flow with ease and grace, and helping to hold a magnificent field of goodness, of light, of peace, of kindness, of healing and transformation for all life everywhere on this planet, not just humanity. I am so grateful to all those who are helping us and holding us in good ways, both incarnate and discarnate. Thank you. And I am grateful for you once again. You've come and added your energy to this field of light this week, and it is a good thing. So thank you for being part of it. And I look forward to seeing you next Friday. I will just mention, if anyone would like, I am available for online readings. If you are coming to Bowen Island, I can do it in person. Just reach out to me. The contact details are below this video. And I'll look forward to seeing you next Friday. Have a beautiful beginning to 2025. We've got this. Let's keep going. Much love and light.